Hi, Betty. Jeff Allen here. I'm in a shopping center. That's where I'm doing the videos today. Um, Had to get some Wi-Fi, so I'm here and I got my power station ready to power my computer up more if I lose some energy. Um, I I want to do a video on a request I got for a translation service for machine translation post editing. It was in my spam filter in Gmail, and so I usually just hey, I was checking my spam filter today, and I saw this one. It said, "Dear Jeff, it is nice to meet you. We have Haitian Creole English projects, Haitian Creole dash English projects that would require your expertise. Would you agree to accept it and work with our clients on a regular basis?" Question mark. This is project specialization general, job type MT post editing, tools, memo source, workload as per your needs, language combination, Haitian Creole dash English, and so on. So I took the time to actually respond to that person. Okay. Um, I just, so here's what I said. Okay. I said, "Hi, so and so. I am going to reply to this request, not because I am looking for translation work, but because I am the inventor of the original English, bidirectional English Haitian Creole automatic translation system at Carnegie Mellon University, and was the champion of the Microsoft Translator Haitian Creole system." Sorry, I'm coughing, but I got kind of getting out of bronchitis here. Then I said, "I am also the author and presenter of the majority of articles, book chapters, and conference talks about machine translation post editing for the past 3 decades. People in the industry have given me the title of the godfather of machine translation post editing." Yeah. And I said, "All of the Haitian Creole machine translation data that I released for publication in 2010 is used by all of the Haitian Creole machine translation systems created up until today. None of these systems can produce a level of translation quality that is satisfactory for conducting reasonable machine translation post editing. Period." I said, "I regularly talk with other machine translation system developers who have built various Haitian Creole machine translation systems based on my data and other data. I said, I doubt that the process that you have in place, combined with whatever machine translation system that you are using for Haitian Creole, is sufficient for anyone to make a living as a machine translation post editor. The system quality is not sufficient. Regards, Jeff Allen." And all of you know that I'm an advocate for machine translation post edit, or machine translation in general, and machine translation post editing. I've worked in a lot of languages. I'm known for Haitian Creole, but I'm also known for a lot of other languages because that's where I make my living from, right? It's not from Haitian Creole. I'm just visible for Haitian Creole. But I worked in a lot of other languages, right? So a lot of other systems, a lot of other brands, the whole gamut, okay, for 3 decades. But when I see, and I'm an advocate for, using machine translation when it's needed and using it when it's really needed for like even very crisis management, humanitarian aid kind of situations, right? Oh, sorry, it's dinging here. I got some LinkedIn things, but I'm not looking at anything, so sorry about that. But when I see that someone is trying to use a machine translation system, any of them, they're not even close in quality to our original Carnegie Mellon system. And the reason why they're not up to par is because our Carnegie Mellon system, the CMU original system, was annotated, had annotated data. We annotated everything, okay? And I have a video about that, how we did it. But all I'm going to say is that data was heavily curated. The original database was heavily curated, was very vast. As much as we could get data, it did have a lot of Newswire, had the Bible, but it had a lot of other stuff that whatever we could get our hands on for 2 years, right? Anything that we could translate, that I could translate for free with my team of Haitian native speakers and me helping review it with them and training them how to be translators. We did it. And we used it. We had a really cool system. But the issue is that when we released the data, I couldn't give away all the data because I didn't have agreements in place to give away the data. So what I had to do when I gave away the data through Carnegie Mellon in January 2010 was that we jumbled up all the data that we had, right? I jumbled up the data that I felt ethically I could give away. Okay? So we stripped out all the annotation. And we only gave away probably 1/3 of the data. Because all the other cool stuff of the really focused stuff that we had annotated of certain business type stuff, we couldn't give away, right? So it's just newswire. I don't even think we gave the Bible away when I came back. When I think about it, we didn't give the Bible away because I didn't want to give the Bible away because, like, it's not public domain, right? It wasn't at that point in time. So I didn't want to give away our fixed version of the Bible, right? We fixed up some of the orthography issues of the Bible too, and we aligned some things. We fixed that, right? When we had a bilingual version, because you got to fix that, align it, right? But I didn't give that away because I didn't get the permission to do it. I tried. Believe me, I tried. Okay. I was talking with the Bible societies, the vice president of the Bible studies, to try to give away that data. Okay, but I couldn't do it because of copyright, right? So I didn't do it. And then the data that I couldn't give away, and we were doing stuff for a number of companies or public sector stuff that would have been cool data, but I didn't give away because we didn't have an agreement in place to give away the data, right? We were supposed to use it for our system. That was the deal. So when we gave the data away, I jumbled it. We just jumbled it up, right, and stripped out all annotations. So that is why the original Carnegie Mellon system is way better than anything else in the market there today, because we had it annotated, right, heavily annotated, and really well done, and curated data, and very reviewed data, just for two full years, right? And I think when I got there, they had hired everybody in Pittsburgh that had a green card, and then I got rid of half of the people because they couldn't read. They couldn't read. They weren't even literate. So I got rid of the people that couldn't read, and I kept the people that could read Haitian Creole as well as I could, because I could read it better than most people, because most people didn't grow up learning it. It's not a language that people go to school in 30 years ago, right? So I was kind of an unusual person because I'm a linguist. So whenever, right now, if I see anybody saying that their machine translation system they're using to do machine translation post-editing is up to par to do machine translation post-editing, I'm going to say no, it's not, because nothing out there is good to do this. It's just a waste of people's time. You might as well do it from scratch. Unless you want to do something like you do, because it's not important to have the quality, or just you got to have it urgent, right? But and it's not general. I mean, the system, we had done it for specific domains. We had a domain. We categorized the domains and stuff. I had 17 different domains, right, in the original system, but we stripped all that out. So there's no way that you can have a general Haitian Creole machine translation system that's good enough to do post-editing, to make money on it, to be a viable source of income for a human machine translation post-editor. That's what I'm going to say. If we talk about ethics, that's unethical, right? Now, if someone wants to use machine translation for Haitian Creole as a tool to maybe help them kind of pre-translate some stuff and get some vocabulary and do other stuff, that's okay. I'd tell them contact me, and we'd try to use the CMU system to get a better draft, right? If we haven't, it hasn't been booted for a long time, right? So, sorry, I got a cough, but but do not do this, folks. This is just shameful. It's just shameful. Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say who the company is, but I find it shameful. And it's just unethical. Okay, there are ways to get around this, ways to do it, but you shouldn't be saying, "Hey, we could do machine translation post-editing, no problem," because the quality isn't good enough to make it happen, right? I don't care if you're using statistical MT. I don't care if you're using a neural MT. I don't care. The data out there is not good enough, and I know the data, right? I know the data sets that are out there. Believe me, I've done market watch for the past additional decade beyond my Microsoft talk, where I gave and I announced all the data that was known up to that point in time, right? Including my own data. But there were other data sets that I announced at that point in time. And there have been an additional subsets of data or other data sets that have come out beyond that Microsoft talk, because at the Microsoft talk we mentioned other ones too, right? But there's only one other one too that Appen did for speech. That's up at the LDC, Linguistic Data Consortium. That's probably the closest thing you're going to get to anything. The closest thing you're going to get to anything for natural language processing to the stuff we did at CMU. Okay, and even when I started looking at that description, yeah, it was pretty comparable to what we did at Elra and Elda, because I was the CTO of Elra and Elda, right? So I know how these things work, right? I know how these production projects run. So, but there's no way that I don't even need to look and play with the Haitian Creole translation systems to tell you what the quality is, because I know that they're not up to par to what we did for CMU stuff, because we categorized the data. And what happened is all these people that took our data and used it, they can't reassemble it into all the domains that we did in context, right? It's just not possible. Impossible, because I did it so we couldn't do that, right? I did it so we couldn't do it. We couldn't reassemble it on purpose for intellectual property reasons, right? So that's it. But I just want everybody to understand, this is when we're doing low resource languages, folks. There are times when machine translation is good, and it should be used for urgent communication needs. But to say that it's going to be used good for any machine translation, general specialization machine translation project for any translation, you're out of either. You're you're on the wrong trail, right? Okay, you're on the wrong path. Use it as a tool, but don't say that it's going to work and you can use it in all contexts. Just you're promising something that Star Trek Universal Translator cannot deliver. Okay, so I'll go off my rant right now, but I just thought that was kind of important to say. Given there are a lot of things on machine translation, a lot of webinars on it right now, a lot of post editing right now, a lot of pricing and stuff. So I thought that was pretty important.